awesome day. Okay, I am all set to do my reading here. I have my tea. I am in a more empty room right now, so it might sound a little funny, but as long as you can hear me, it's all good. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about this eclipse coming up on April 19th and April 20th. I am not pulling up cards today. I just really wanted to tune in. Let's go into the Akashic Records for the people watching, and let's also call some Reiki energy in. I feel like some people need that might be watching. I was feeling a lot of like anxiety and vibrations that might be a little bit off as well, so that's just something to check in with if you relate to that as well. Feel free to say hi if you're hopping on. I want to see where the comments are. I'm here on my phone. So first things first with Aries, that's an energy. Valerie's saying hi. Okay, yay, I can see. With Aries, because we're in Aries season right now, and with this new moon on top of that, we've got some really positive energy. And so the energy of the sun is here, and then we have Aries right beside it. And they tend to be naturally more on the optimistic side. So the fact that we have Aries and we also have brand new beginnings, a new start, a time for manifesting, bringing in your dreams, things like that, that's really great. So that's telling me not only do we need to get our vibration up extremely high right now. So Valerie, if you want a message, just say yes as well. We can tune in to your frequency. We're going to go into our Akashic Records as well, but we can see what might be helpful for you in terms of this new moon. I was doing some new moon things, but that was only just like temporary. So now you have to book in your 45-minute Zoom reading and healing with me that way if you want to do some personal work. However, if you want to become a part of my membership for only $11.11, you can get my new moon ritual with theta healing. And the theta healing is based on all the members' energy. So I tune into what it is that people need, just like you see in these situations. But one of the membership perks is that you can email me whatever you need support with or what you want to manifest. And then when I go to do the healing, that energy will be amplified, and you'll also get more messages and answers when I kind of go in to do that ritual and reading. Okay. So Valerie, when we go into you right away, I feel like what you're working on is tension and stress. Okay. So remember how I was just saying there's someone who I felt like is going to be watching, whose energy might feel a bit off. Whenever we feel like we're not maybe happy or where we want to be, it can mess with our vibration, right? And I'm sure that there's a reason for that, of course. But a big thing is we just want to clear the energy of what's no longer serving us instead of like fixating on that too. Because a lot of times when our vibration gets down, it's because we're hyper fixated on the things that are going wrong in our life. So with this new moon where, and again, these are still general messages for everybody. That's why I like doing these lives. With this new moon in the Aries energy, it's teaching us to be happier. It's teaching us to be more content. But it's also our job as humans to work with that energy. So what I'm getting to with abundance, because we're all working on abundance right now, sometimes I feel like people don't want to come into the membership because they can't afford the $11.11, which is interesting because if you can pinch your pennies to do that, what we're actually working on is manifesting, so it will help you bring in money. So that to me seems like a good investment. So just keep that in mind. Are we in a lack mindset? And we have to also be grateful for the things that we already have. So those are two key components that are coming up right now. And then also where we do have an eclipse, we have major change. All right. So usually an eclipse is more related to approximately 6 months from now. So whatever you're attracting around this new moon, whatever you're manifesting, especially like with abundance, stuff like that, that's more gonna have this trickle effect over a 6-month window. And sometimes, and that's giving me chills everywhere, so keep that in mind about the timeline. And then also we have sometimes up to like a year. So again, think about like your 1-year goal from now. Where do you want to be? So Valerie, you can also like share anything in the comments here if any of this relates to you. And also, where do you want to be in 1 year from now? Okay, so these are just perks of hopping on live with me. And I love to come on live. Sometimes I'm underneath Facebook or Instagram. I'm now on TikTok. I'm absolutely loving TikTok. So if you're on there, make sure you give a follow, because I'll be able to do readings there soon. And I'm going to be often doing lives there for free too. So that being said, if I tune into our group's energy as I go into the records, okay, I just keep hearing manifesting abundance, and I want to take a deep breath. So always ground yourself whenever you're doing any type of energy work. That's key. That's a huge, huge key component. And then the other thing is, if you're manifesting abundance over, like with this eclipse energy, over 1 year, also focus on like your weekly goals, your weekly energy too, right? Because we can set intentions, we can put out the vibes that we want. And with this new moon, it's sure you can take advantage of that, but this is something we want to do on a regular basis. It just means that it's like a really strong vibration, and it's going to be really powerful. However, like, you can manifest anytime you want, and I think that that's what's coming up more, is what we need with this new moon is to manifest a mindset that is not just more abundant and more fulfilled and more happy, but also a healthy mindset. So looking at life with your cup half full, not half empty. And so I'm an Aries, so let me know what sign you are as well. I'd love to hear. But if it's going to depend on your astrological sign as well, where you're energetically vibrating in the now. I'm an Aries. Okay, Valerie, I already knew that. So we're both Aries in this Aries new moon, which is great. So we are naturally on that optimistic side because we were this sign closest to the sun, and the sun really raises our vibration, right? It brings us that light that we need when we're feeling down or we're feeling dark. And so we already have that healthy mind, but now it's time to really get that flowing, okay? So it's one of those things that even if you have lots of money, it's okay to want more money, right? So there is a balance as well between wanting more and being happy with what you have too. And I think that's what a lot of people are going to be struggling with this new moon, because eclipses really shift us. We also have like a Mercury retrograde. I know, nobody likes to talk about that, going on as well in April. So Mercury retrograde is really a time where we are reflecting. So although we're in this beautiful manifestation energy, it's really, really powerful. We also need to sit back and relax a little bit more and let Jesus take the wheel, right? I don't know why I always need to break out into a song. Jesus, take the wheel. I'm also feeling like emotionally with all these shifts, you might find that there's a need for an outpour of emotions, an outpour of expression. I'm hearing lots of people saying that creatively they're feeling this desire to just like let things out. So as I was talking about with breaking out in my song. So if you're feeling like there are some emotional patterns or frequencies that you're dissatisfied with, take advantage of this new moon, remove it, don't fixate on it. And then also moving forward, again, up here, what do you want 1 year from now? And then on a weekly basis, remind yourself that you can achieve these things weekly. So say you want your 1 year goal. So for me, what I see is like I'm moving, so I'm manifesting my 1 year is a new house. Right now, I don't know if it's going to be a house that I'm building or a house that I'm buying, but I see the house. And I actually, for some reason, intuitively, and this is where we also have to do a little bit of that grounding reflection work when we're doing some of the manifesting work. But I see the two houses. I see myself buying another house, and I also see myself building another house. So I'm seeing both of them, and in that 1 year time frame. So that's where, again, the flow is going to come in. Don't fixate on the future either. Allow yourself to just see what's there. And what often people will do is they will analyze the crap out of things. And not only is it not looking back on all the bad things that have happened, just allowing yourself to release that, free yourself of any guilt, free yourself of any shame, which is where the theta healing that I do is supportive. But it's also great for the manifesting portion, because we want to not just look into the future, but really feel into that future and start trusting yourself a bit more. So this new moon is going to be so powerful for us, especially the people watching, that I feel like you could bring in way more than you probably even realize, and you might even be limiting yourself that way. Hi, Cheryl. I hope you're having a wonderful day. So Cheryl, you could also benefit from coming into the membership and taking advantage of that theta healing too. So the way that it works is, if you have any questions about it, I do free 15-minute consults as well, just to have like a better chat about it. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you get to email me as much stuff as you want. So it's like, here are all my problems, here are all the things I want to bring in, and then I do all the downloads around that for you with the new moon energy. So it's quite powerful. I just want to share that because I feel like people might not realize that. And the more people I have in there, the more healing and clearings you're going to get, because I take more time for everyone. So the other thing that's coming up is there might be some like past lovers or past people, but it feels more like past lovers. There might be some like energy that you're still clearing around those people too, or those patterns of behaviors as well. So who were you when you were with your ex-boyfriend or your ex-husband or ex-wife? What were you like then? So look at some of the shadow work that we can still do, which is looking at aspects of ourselves that we're no longer happy with, because that will also be an indication of where we want to move forward. So if I do that for myself and I look at this person that's coming to my mind, I think one aspect of who I was at that time in my life was I lacked commitment. I was lacking commitment. I wasn't ready to settle down. I wanted to have fun. And so if I look at the opposite of that, to me, that would be focusing on commitment, right? I also just got married, so that's like a big commitment. We're also building together. That's another long-term commitment. So, but I also want to manifest the positive side of the negative, okay? So I was a little off track back then, but now I've improved, but I also want to improve even more. Okay, that's where it's like that or something better. I need to take a deep breath. So guys, if you're watching, just take a couple deep breaths. Just invite the breathing in. I feel like you'll find that helpful. Maybe you're watching and you're doing something at the same time. I'm not sure, which is fine, but it could just be that you're running a bit on the stress side. So just inviting some like light, gentle healing. I already called in Reiki as well. So yeah, so I'm manifesting more like commitment. But I could get specific about that too, okay? So just getting a bit more specific. I'm also getting that there's someone watching grieving, so again, now or later. And we can also not just grieve the loss of a loved one, but we can also grieve the old version of ourselves as well. So especially we're shedding skin and shedding layers. I was away in the Dominican, and oh my God, I am shedding skin and shedding layers, let me tell you. So reminding ourselves that if you think about a snake and how they shed all of their skin, with this new moon, that's what we're going through, right? We can't bring in the new if we're still fixated on the old. So maybe that relates to you guys. Let me know if you relate to that. Are you still fixating on the old a little bit, you know, the way life was? And then the other thing you can do is look at that love relationship that you had, right? It's okay if you've never had a love relationship too, but if you look at a situation like I was just doing, what is one of your positive qualities or positive experiences from that situation as well? Because that will also give you an inclination of where you're going to. So if I look at, for myself, the positive side of who I was back then, I was a really free-spirited person, okay? So if I'm looking at manifesting with this new moon, being more free-spirited, I see myself like dancing, something like that, okay? So let me know, guys, if you see yourself being positive, doing something positive. Could be an activity, or it could be a place, but it feels more like an activity. What are you doing? What are you bringing in? So seeing myself dancing, it's interesting. When I was in Dominican, I kept saying, I wish I knew how to do salsa. When I get home, I'm going to have to learn Spanish. I'm also going to have to learn how to salsa because I'm watching these people and it felt like I couldn't do it. But it looks so beautiful. It's just a goal, I guess. So visualizing myself either taking the lesson or doing the thing, I'm more bringing in the energy of the experience. And I actually see somebody twirling me around, okay? So remind yourself that visualization with this new moon is going to be so important because if you can't dream it up, if you're creating obstacles when you're manifesting, then that's what you're putting out, right? So say it's like, oh, I'd love to take a dance lesson, but I'd be too embarrassed about what other people would think of me when I'm starting off because I'm gonna suck at it. And like there might be some other people there that are really already better. They might be like in a medium level class and I'm in the beginner class. Do you see how we can really start to analyze and create negative situations? So it's most important that you clear the energy of some of those obstacles that are coming up in your visualizations. The class that I took for theta healing to help us with manifesting, that's the tool that I use, was called Manifesting Abundance. And that was a really big issue that people would have, was like all the excuses and the reasons why they can't have it before they've even gotten it. So I want to manifest $1 million, but that's not even possible, right? Oh, they already feel like they've failed. So what is the issue? Is it the money mindset, right? Or is it the fear-based, just in general fear-based mindset? Or is it a fear of failure? So in my theta healing training as well, I also took a class called Dig Deeper. And so hi Julie, so maybe this is related to you, Julie, but often what we'll do is we'll play a little game with ourselves, especially we're talking a bit about this with this new moon energy because I think you'll find it helpful. We would, if you had, say, like a fear of failure or like a money mindset issue, then for instance, if you would have to kind of talk through it, okay? But you can also write through it on your own if that feels right. But even you could do this exercise if you want to. Let's say you're manifesting $1 million with this new moon, okay? And right away, it might feel uncomfortable in your body. You might be like, oh, that would be great. Now I'm like jumping to the moon. Or you might feel like, oh, well then everybody would want to borrow money from me, right? So the dig deeper portion is, okay, well, what's so bad about that if people wanted to borrow money from you, right? So the positive side would be, well, it would be an energetic plus actually to be able to put forward. But then the negative side of that might be, well, I feel like then people would take advantage of me. I wouldn't know who my real friends are, right? So, okay, there's more to it, right? So that means you might feel like people aren't trustworthy, people aren't genuine, things like that. So the dig deeper portion is really go a little bit harder with yourself with this new moon, and start asking yourself some of those deeper questions. So the positive side to the Mercury retrograde that we're coming into here is more just take advantage of the fact that we are slowing down a little bit to start re-identifying with ourselves. And energy is going to be amplified. It's saying not enough space on my phone. Whoopsies. That's throwing me off here. Anyway, I guess that's all I needed to say. And I don't see anybody else asking any questions here, so I guess that's my sign to go. I'm blabbing too much. So guys, if you want to hop in to the new moon ritual and theta healing, it's $11.11. If you're not already in the membership group, please take the time to email me, horsemanreadings@gmail.com. Share what it is that came up for you in this video. Share what you saw 1 year from now, what was coming up for you, manifesting that $1 million, that sort of thing. Again, was it trust issues that were coming up for you? And then what I'm going to do is clear all the energy around that for you guys. Cannot seem to finish taxes. Okay, so yeah, there's absolutely something underneath that for sure. So those are one of the perks you have as a member, so definitely take advantage. If you don't, again, I'm still going to tune in, so it's completely up to you, but it's just an offering that I'm doing. I might at some point, if I'm like too busy, take away that email support. But for now, I think it's going to help a lot of people. So I'll have a lot of people that see that they can't afford things. So I make this affordable. I make myself accessible, so you can email me 500 times if you want to. I don't respond to your email, by the way. But when I go to do my content, it's all pre-recorded. I go through everybody's emails. I take the time. And then I do the clearings. Someone was emailing me quite a lot in the last one for the full moon, and I did like a lot of clearings on that one because I just felt like they needed it. Okay, so I'll do my best to really answer all of the things that you're asking about as well. They're not personal readings, of course, but if you're like, I want to know, like, if I'm going to meet the man of my dreams, what will come up is like when I do the theta healing on that, then there'll be some information in that for you. Okay, so they're not personal readings. However, you're going to get the information that you need. Okay, don't forget, guys, that we're setting intentions weekly over the next 6 months to possibly a year for some people. So if you're not underneath my support group that I have through Facebook, make sure you add yourself to that. I have to accept you there. And that connection to get onto there is through my link tree. So I'll also put that below if you want to join us. That's a place where you can share like weekly, here's my intention, here's what I was able to manifest this week, here's what I'm grateful for. It's just a way to get it out instead of on paper. It's like you're using the support group there. Okay, so lots of resources for you. I hope you have a beautiful new moon. Take care, and I love you all.